Okay, today we're going to practice question, or we can call them interrogative words. And we're going to start with the word que, which means what. We have como, which sometimes is translated as what, but it really means how. It just, in Spanish, sometimes when you don't hear someone very well, they say como, how, instead of what. Quién means who, cuál, which, donde, where, cuando, when. And then right over here, we want to look at por qué, why, a qué hora, at what time. And I want to revert back here to a sentence we've been learning. Quiero comer algo ahora mismo. I want to eat something right now. And you want would be quieres. And the question would be, how do I get the lack of information that I have here? And of course, we're going to have to use those question words for that. So when I say quiero comer algo ahora mismo, something does not give me a lot of information. So I can go back over here and say que quieres. Que quieres alone might mean like, what do you want? But que quieres comer, what do you want to eat? And instead of saying something like algo, something you can be specific, like pizza, hot dog, burger, spaghetti. And then we're going to come to this word quién. I'm going to skip down and start with quién, and we'll come back to como. Quién means who. We would have to say, who do you want to eat with? So we're going to start with con, which means with. Con quién would mean with whom. Con quién quieres comer? Con quién quieres comer? With whom do you want to eat? And then that would lead you into getting information about the names of people. And let's look at cuál and see how cuál is different than que. When I say que quieres comer, you could tell me between thousands of things, thousands of different types of food. When we get to cuál, we're talking about two different things. So if I have pizza on my left hand and then I got a burger on my right hand, I'm going to say, which one do you want? Of course, in Spanish, they don't use the word one, they just say, which do you want? ¿Cuál quieres? ¿Cuál quieres? ¿Cuál quieres? And you can choose between the pizza and the burger. Another thing about information would be ¿dónde? ¿Dónde quieres comer? Where do you want to eat? And if you say in casa, at home, or in el restaurante, at the restaurant, or you could just name a specific place, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, or any name of a restaurant or location. At the school, en la cafeteria, ¿dónde quieres? ¿Dónde quieres comer? ¿Cuándo? When? ¿Cuándo quieres comer? So we get into cuándo. And this goes with the time words we've been learning. We could say, how do we say right now? Ahora mismo. Today, hoy. Tomorrow, mañana. Tonight, esta noche. This afternoon, esta tarde. Later, más tarde. There's a lot of time words we could use, but cuando is going to bring out those time words and help us to get more information here. And the por qué, because por qué, why, is going to give us information where we can, give a reason. We've been learning things like tengo hambre, I'm hungry, tengo frío, I'm cold, tengo sueño, I'm sleepy. So, if I say, I want to sleep, and you say, well, why? I might say, because I'm sleepy. Quiero dormir. ¿Por qué quieres dormir? Porque tengo sueño. And that's how we're going to use por qué. We can also use lo que pasa es que, the thing is, which we've been learning also. And then we get to a qué hora. A qué hora means at what hour. Now we noticed that ahora that we learned in the past means at this hour. But if we take the A away, we just left with the word hour. So it means at what hour. A que hora is the way of saying at what time. And when we say 1 o'clock, we say a la una. Everything else is plural. A las dos, a las tres, a las cuatro, all the way to doce, which means 12 o'clock. So that's how you would answer a que hora and get that information. And the last one is como. Como would tell us how. Como quieres? Como quieres comer? How do you want to eat? Well, that might, sound a little bit strange, but let's say, for example, you only have 30 minutes to get into the cafeteria and eat, and by the time you get your food, you got about 10 minutes. They say, well, how are you going to eat? How are you going to do it? And you might say, well, quickly, because I don't have much time. So we get those adverbs that are in with li, quickly, efficiently, happily. Usually when you got a word that ends in li, in Spanish, like more than 90%, it's going to be mente. So rápido would mean fast, rápidamente would mean quickly. Felizmente, happily. So happy versus happily, And usually that is going to work very well with como, how, and to show the way that we would do something when we try to get that information, and whatever it is. Quiero tomar algo, I want to drink something. Quiero comer algo, I want to eat something. Quiero saber algo, I want to know. Well, how are you going to find out? How? And I could say sneakily, be very sneaky. So, that's a good example. Please learn the pronunciation of these and try to form some questions that would help you to get information. Gracias y adiós.